Love is in the air every time I gaze upon you. Oh, love is in the air whenever you pass by. Ah, romance, love. 'Tis the season for it with February of 2017 right now, and Valentine's Day is right around the corner, so I want to do a video just for all of you lovers out there, and about the ancient gods and love. So, this one is about the ancient goddesses of love and who you would pray to for that beautiful, loving, amazing person that will fulfill all of your desires. But it's not necessarily the person you're gonna marry. I'll talk about the men in another time. So, without further ado, let's pop up to the Nordic lands and talk about the Nordic goddess of love. Her name was Sofn, or Sjofn, if you would rather. Very beautiful, picturesque blonde, long slender body, very, very fun girl. She was the goddess of love, but the type of love that she was over was passion, and sometimes illicit love. This would be the type of passionate love you would have, and you didn't want anybody necessarily to know about it. See, Sjofn was a bit of a trickster. She was the type of girl that would, well, sleep with just about anything. Men, women, slaves, royalty, you name it. She would do it. And she was also very intoxicating. She was the type of girl that you'd see her from across the room, she'd bat her eyes at you, take a swig, and the next thing you'd know, you would be off somewhere and doing stuff. Okay? She was the type of goddess that would get men to sleep with other men, get women to sleep with other women. She was the type of goddess that would get royalty to sleep with a slave or a peasant, or get a commoner to sleep with somebody outside of their station, or get them to sleep with somebody of another people. All of that could potentially cause some very severe issues in the social structure of the world. Many of the Nordic tribes were like, you stay with your own kind, dude. You don't step out. You don't, if you're married, you don't cheat. You stay with the one you're supposed to be with. And Sjofn was one that said, no, let's go have some fun, okay? Yeah! You got the desire? Feed it! Go for it! That was Sjofn. Down in Egypt, a little bit different. The Egyptian view on sex was, well, if you can do it, feel free. Fidelity is a good thing because of inheritance, but if you ain't married, what are you worried about, dude? So we had a goddess who's one of my favorites, by the way. She's way cool. Her name's Hathor. She was the goddess of fertility, goddess of intoxication, and the goddess of music. So, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. She is said to be the most beautiful woman in all of creation. She's Lady of the Sky, and I'm also going to do a separate video on her down the road, explaining kind of a few things about her. Now, she was the goddess of love, but it was more passion. It was more, you would pray to her in order to find someone. Because, well, I ain't getting any younger. I get some help, type of thing. That's why you would care about Hathor. She was a beloved goddess in all of Egypt. Her main center was down in Dendra. And lots of temples to her all throughout Egypt and up into Greece as well after the thanks to the Ptolemaic period and afterwards into the Roman period. One of the big reasons why we know her so well today. I'll go into more detail on her later. So, into the Greco-Roman world, we have Aphrodite/Venus, who is the goddess of beauty and passionate love. She is the amazing woman that you meet that is just so breathtakingly beautiful, you can't help but be with her. She is the one you pray to find someone as well. And much more about passion, much more about that amazing rush of endorphins. Of course, she was born out of the sea foam after her father, Zeus/Jupiter, was cut and his blood dripped into the sea, caused it to foam, and then she comes in on a seashell. Yeah. There's a lot of connotations with that. A lot of things depicting how women behave, how mysterious they are, and how rare true beauty is. So they're saying that real passionate love should be something that you seek. It should be something that you maybe travel the world to find. But don't be surprised if it's right next door. There's also some connotations on a woman's cycle with that, but you can figure that out on your own. So, with these goddesses, if you notice, none of them have anything to do with marriage. Those are other goddesses, and for another time. So, that is all I have to say about the goddesses of love of the Western world. If you're new to the channel, please hit that big red subscribe button. Leave a comment, leave a like, it'd be great. And I'm going to be back in a few minutes with the gods of love and all about them. So, stay tuned.